What is it about Austin that you think helped you? I mean, we all kind of build off our lived experiences in the professional work that we do. How much has Austin factored into how you've developed yourself as an actor?
I believe it has everything to do with it, because the city itself seemed to have have grown up with me. When I began to have interest in this field, I was probably about 18, and at that time, the film community there was already flourishing. There was Richard Linklater and Robert Rodriguez and Wes Anderson, and all these guys had made a name for themselves and staked their claim as this really great place for filmmaking. And so I South by Southwest had grown to be what it was, and that was 18 years ago. So now it's just grown exponentially. But the opportunities were there, and the talent was there, and the quality of filmmaking was rising, and it seemed to be a fertile ground for me to just come in and plant the seed and then watch it grow, man.
Did you ever feel like there were societal things that told you that because you were Mexican American that this life was not for you? I think I've always had this conversation with people who are also from the border, where it just seems so far away, and that the idea of even attempting something like that is just far beyond our reach. Did you ever feel like those limitations existed for you?
I didn't ever really consider it. I had already grown up with kind of strenuous circumstances. My father passed before I was born. My mama was single mother, and she raised me and my brother for many years. Of course, when I was 12, my sister was born, and she raised all three of us. I didn't ever consider what the obstacles were. I was just trying to take one step at a time. When I was younger, I know before I even wanted to be an actor, there were very few heroes to look to who resembled me. I think back in the day, it's Lou Diamond Phillips and La Bamba,
Edward James
Olmos, and Edward James
That's
Olmos,
kind of it.
and, Ben Bratt and these guys. Films we'd see that we'd be proud of course, or like of course La Bamba, and then Blood In, Blood Out, and American Me, and it was great to see people like us and Mi Familia and all these films. It's great to see people like us, but of course the roles they were playing were always always had a criminal element to it, and but it was still great to see them there, and at least it was a bit of a signpost that there were people, Texans, Mexican Americans, doing their thing. So as I moved through, I just there's no path laid before me. My father having passed, there was no family business. There was really nothing I was being drawn to. I just started making adult decisions at a very early age, and took really loved the craft of acting, and fell into it when I was 18 after I injured my shoulder playing football, and just took it one step at a time. Just thought, played one role at a time, but always I wanted to be central to the story. I wanted to be the guy, you know what I mean? And I would say no to other things to make sure that was the case, and say no to the drug dealer part, say no to the Latin lover, say no to the guy that my Spanish is getting better. I watched my mother learn Spanish as a teenager when I was very young.
It's tough when you're trying to figure out that pocho life, and you're like, my Spanish is okay, but if I go in these circles, my Spanish isn't that great.
Right.
And trying to just make sure you fit in is very difficult.
Right, and I truly believe as an actor, I just want to play all the versions of myself, and find all the facets of who I am, and just amplify those, in varying degrees. There's characters, of course, that only spoke Spanish, which put me at a disadvantage just because I wasn't the best with the language. So I sought out and tried to put myself in position to be able to receive opportunities that gave me the chance to be central to the story, the ground wire, the lightning rod around which everything else kind of swirls,
For the Tejano who's out there who's listening to this and curious about whether or not they can have the story that you have, what would be your advice to them?
Yeah, you can see se puede, man. We're only here for a very short time, so whatever it is you want to do in this world, do that shit, because because you can, and just have a no plan B attitude. Of course, you're going to have other jobs. You're going to have to take little detours, but always get back on the path because you deserve it. You deserve to do what you want to do in this world. And like Arnold says, don't listen to the naysayers. Don't let anybody tell you can't, because there's proof up on the screen nowadays of people doing exactly what they dreamed of. Yeah. So it don't have to be acting, man. Whatever it is, dude. Because we need great Tejano doctors and accountants and I used to be a flower delivery man, so you do that shit, with all your heart, and move forward. Always move forward. That's what my grandpa used to say. Move forward, even if it means down. Nice. And then my skater friends would say, even if it does mean down, know how to take a fall and keep rolling.